Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, good morning. Trust we're all doing well. So last night I found myself going to bed and while pondering on one question. What does it take to be kind to parents or families who are raising children with special needs? And I kept repeating that question until I slept off last night, literally, because I feel like it doesn't take nothing to be kind. It doesn't take anything to just, to walk away. It doesn't take anything to just say something nice to another. In fact, when we say nice things, there's something, that feeling, you just feel, I don't know how other normal people feel, but when I'm kind to someone or I receive a kind gesture, it just makes my day. It takes me from 0 to 100 or more. So I have quite a number of stories, and I will share the ones that these are the three most recent that kind of triggered these conversations. So a mom who I supported last year through my fundraising, actually two moms, but this is I'm going to start with the first mom. She has two children, one with Down syndrome, and the other child has some kind of intellectual, learning disability and stuff like that. But undiagnosed, but definitely, he's a different kid. And I supported her last year. She was able to start a business. She's hardworking, very hardworking, and this is one thing about what I do. I love to see hardworking women. I love to see that you're not just folding your hands and praying and hoping that miracle falls from above. I love to see when I see people make the effort, then I support them, and this is what I do most of the time based on the criteria. The criteria I use for those that I support on my annual fundraising campaign, which I do every year. So back to my story. This mom, I supported her. She was able to start a business and all of that, and was able to pay school fees for her children during last year and all of that. And so when this year, she reached out to me since I think December and all of that, and I told her that, look, I don't do this every time. I only do it once a year. And but if anything comes up, if I know about an organization that can support you, I will let you know. And of recent, I had other severe cases this year, and we had a goal and all of that. And eventually, when she reached out to me some time back, I realized that she was really going through. It wasn't just about the financial aspect. There's also the emotional, the mental. I'm getting a little mental load that comes with parenting children. The stigma is the most dangerous for parents, and I wish that people knew this. This woman has had to move 4 times. She's a single mom, and then let me not even go to the husbands who leave these women just because they have children that, and this is also to the in-laws, to all of those people who accuse women of being responsible for having a child with special needs. Let's be honest, seriously, are we God? Are we God? And then those people will claim to be holy. They will claim to be, we see these cases everywhere. It's so rampant, even in the north, where everybody claims to be everything is Allah, and they believe in Allah and tawakkul and all of that. And then we are all still doing this in 2025. This is really painful, and we need to talk about these things. Now, this woman has had to change 4 times to move because she's being stigmatized because of her children, because of the way they handle her, the way they handle her kids, the things they say, mean things to her kids. And right now, all she needs is an accommodation to get a place, because she's been living in Face Me and I Face You all this while, and she's had enough. And to be honest, I can totally relate. I've had to move from an apartment, and I remember telling my husband that, you know what, I'm done with staying in apartments. We lived in apartment ever since we moved into Cape. We lived in apartments, and that particular year, my son was having a lot of, meltdowns, and there was a lot of, and it was just getting too much. It was getting too much. I couldn't take it anymore, and I said, you know what, I can't do apartments anymore. I need like a self, a bungalow, a house where we can stay. And that's where we eventually found peace. Yes, that is where we eventually found peace. That this mom really needs to move, and that's just one case. Where I just made payment for a wheelchair for a girl. I think she's 13. She has cerebral palsy. And the same story. Habibat is 13-year-old. Her father left when she was born, when the diagnosis happened. What is going on? They leave these children unattended. They leave this woman, and this is a mother of 4. This girl has been crawling all her life. The mother has to carry her, lift her from one place to the other, and we just made the payment. Hopefully today the wheelchair will be delivered. I will definitely carry you along about this story, but I just really had to say what is on my mind this morning. Faiza, I supported her last year. Those who have followed me will have seen Faiza's story. A lot of you also reached out and supported Faiza's mom last year when I was doing this fundraising campaign. And, it's the same thing. In fact, at some point, Faiza's mom couldn't leave the house. She couldn't leave Faiza alone because of the fear that, her landlord wanted her out because tenants were not coming into the house because of that she had a child with cerebral palsy. And that's not even just it. She will overhear conversations where they will be planning to end to put something to just get rid of the girl. And that is the reason why this woman cannot even leave the house to go and fend, to go and work, to get money, to take care of the child, and she's stuck. And these are hard-working women. Faiza's mom does menial jobs. She does things. She's always selling engine oil. Last year we saw. Now she's even, she also received support this year, and she's selling sugar and sweets and sugar and salt and stuff like that. Basic things that people need. And the same thing with Habiba's mom, who we just paid for the wheelchair. She's a sweeper. She goes, she cleans, she washes. These are the things that these people can do, but they need to take care of their family. I know we are all going through something, but this is really hard. It's really, really hard. So let's ask ourselves, are we humans? Is this what it takes to be a human being? Are we kind? Do we say the right thing to people? Do we I don't even know. I'm short of words right now, but I feel like I've said quite enough. We need to do better. We need to do better in terms of looking out for one another. We need to do better in terms of, being kind to one another. Families, we need to do better. Families, we need to do better in terms of taking on those that are family members who are caring for children with additional needs. There's a lot of things that we don't say. There's a lot of things but everyone is going through something. Even despite how much, I can't even go into how much the financial investment, how much that, it has affected us this year alone, with the whole back and forth, with everything, the sacrifices we are doing. So just be kind. It takes nothing, to be honest. It takes nothing to be kind. It takes nothing to walk away if you don't have anything good to say. Just walk away. You don't have to say something. And then teach your children to be kind to other children. Teach your children to be nice. Teach your children to understand that children are different. We think that we're living the life now, but we don't realize it that the same thing, we're passing it on. It's going to be like a circle. So we're passing that whole thing, the negativity and that mindset to our children, and they're going to pass it on. And what are we advocating for? We're advocating for inclusion. We're advocating for to be seen, to be heard, to be part of the community. There's so much that we can do for these families. So I am calling out everyone who's ever been mean to a family, to a child, whose child has been bullied. Please, let's just be kind. Let's just be kind. Because no matter what, it is Allah that has blessed us with these children. It is Allah that knows the reason why we have these children. It is Allah that knows the reason why every one of us is on earth. He placed us all in the places where exactly where we're supposed to be. And it doesn't mean that we are better than those people. It doesn't mean that. But it just means that each and every one of us has a purpose. Each and every one of us has a purpose. And we have the same equal right to live on this earth as everyone else. Whether the child has disability, whether the child is different, we are all equal and we have equal rights. So I hope that this message gets to the right people who needs to hear this. But I just really needed to get this off my mind today. I'll definitely be sharing more details if anyone is interested in supporting these families. I've rounded up my fundraising, but individually I will post this the cases that I am working on, that the most recent ones, and what I have been able to support them with. And as for the mom with a child with the Down syndrome, we're trying to see how we can get her to help raise money for her so she can get an apartment and a self-contained. That is what she wants right now. She's really emotionally drained, and she's just exhausted. And like I said, I see that this woman is very hardworking. She's even telling me, like, you know what, it's not like I have something right now. I just need support. And she has dreams, she has goals, she has that drive, and I hope that she's able to keep up to it. What we can do is, anything that we're able to do, I think we should be able to do to help her if we can. Thank you very much, and do have a lovely day ahead. Bye-bye.